It has been said that if you wish to see far ahead in time, you must first look far back to find lessons from the past. The archiving of documents from the past and the present is an important source for architecture and design. It captures the passing of time. It is a testament to the evolution of the discipline. The following masterclasses record the individual processes of professionals and their ways of working.
Good afternoon, I'm Barbara Jatta. I'm the director of the Vatican Museums, and I'm very happy to participate to the Norman Foster Foundation Masterclass with my personal experience on archiving and preserving manuscript drawings and preserving the heritage within the Vatican, two institutions that I had the chance and the honor to work with in my past 30 years, the Vatican Apostolic Library and the Vatican Museums. I worked in the Vatican Library since 1996 until 2016, and from 2016 I passed to the Vatican Museum to direct the Vatican Museum. First of all, as deputy director for 6 months in 2016, and then from January 2017 as director. In the Vatican Library, as is in the Vatican Archive, but my personal experience was in the Vatican Library. I was in charge of the graphic art department, that preserves drawings, prints, maps, and photographs. An incredible, real well. You cannot really calculate exactly how many prints and how many drawings and how many photographs are preserved. We can say some numbers, but the collection of the Vatican Library are so vast that it's difficult to number. But what I can tell you that the idea of seeds is really what takes the kind of collection specifically for prints and drawings and maps and photographs, but this can be referred to any other of the incredible and universal object of heritage that are preserved in the Vatican Apostolic Library, like manuscript, like printed books, like coins and medals. My personal experience was to start the Vatican Library in a different way from the Vatican Museums. Is a open library, but close to a general public. Is only open to scholars of worldwide, but scholars that specifically are working on specific subjects. So it's not a place to visit; it's a place to study, and all the people that can study on the originals are very selected. Scholars that can have access in a very specific way. That's why since 1995, immense and very, very important project of digitalization of the world heritage of the different items and objects and books and manuscripts and prints and drawings and objects of the Vatican Library started for digitizing them and putting them initially on an OPAC and then on a website. So when I arrived in June 2016 in the Vatican Museums, I realized that all what it was done in a digital sense in the Vatican Library was not so updated in the Vatican Museums, because of course the museums are a place of study, is a place of research, but is also a place of visit, and so people can have access in a different way from the Vatican Libraries objects to the heritage and to the objects preserved in the Vatican Museums. But at the meantime, only the 20% of our objects in the Vatican Museums are on display, are in the 7 miles of the Vatican Museums. In a different and only the 20% and the 80% of our collections are in deposits. And so I thought it was very, very important to start in a more deep way a project of sharing the patrimony and the collections to our worldwide public, even in a digital format. Because the mission of the Vatican Museum is to preserve, of course, and a lot of effort is given to the preservation, to the conservation, to the restoration of the objects. But another part of the mission is to share this, to share the collections to a worldwide public. And it's exactly what we have done, not only in putting more and more objects from the deposit to display, but also starting an online catalog of the collections that, of course, one of the good side of the pandemic was that we worked a lot on the digital online catalog, and so now all the displayed objects are available online of the different departments of the different collections of the Vatican Museums. Another very important aspect is that we have 70 virtual tours of our locations of different parts and different museums of the Vatican Museums are available online in virtual tours. So we really worked a lot on the digital, and now we are starting all the deposits and trying to keep going with this idea of sharing even what is not available on a normal visit. And this was easy to do it because the numbers are very different from the numbers of the object of the Vatican Library. This is my first impression. We are talking about hundreds, thousands of objects, not millions of of pages of manuscript, of printed books and prints and drawings. And so it was in some terms easier. But we are talking also with a good inventory system that since a century is part of the Vatican collections. And because, of course, for the museums, we have an inventory that lasts at least 200 years, that was updated in the centuries, and specifically in the last 30 years, it was put on. Also, this general card inventory was put on a digital platform only for internal use. So we have worked each department from Egyptology to Greek and Roman antiquities to Etruscan antiquity to Renaissance time to medieval time to 18th and 19th century to contemporary art and to tapestries, to other kind of objects of our collections. We have worked department by department on its own collection so that we update those data to put them available online. And a new system, a new cataloging system have been made in the last year and a half. We already had this specific project that could invest all the different aspects, of course, of a painting, for example. We can have all the data concerning the historical archive, the historical inventory fiches, the restoration projects that have been undertaken on that project, on that painting, of course, bibliographical reference and bibliographical books that we own of that on that painting, but also the ancient photographs from the Fototeca Storica of our collection, and so really each object can have different in a sort of I wouldn't say I can call it a portal that really can help for each object to have a wide connections, a wide knowledge that is able to be used as really a place of research, even from abroad. And this idea was very, very helpful during the lockdown, the strict lockdown, and in this pandemic era, because of course the pandemic teaches us that, of course, some movements, some traveling, some can be difficult, but the use of the digital in terms of sharing is very helpful.